we go.
There we go. And thank you for that. It's supposed to automatically do it, but I don't know, maybe it's my Mac. Never can tell.
So I'm
Yeah.
curious. Have we lost a few members? Or
No, not well. Two are, one person is ill and one person is extremely busy.
okay.
But everybody, yeah, no, we had a good meeting this morning, and we only have 12, I believe, in the class. So I think we had 5 this morning and 6 here tonight, or 5, and yeah.
Okay. No, I just normally see the same people here, and I forgot the two women's name that were here a few weeks ago, and I don't see them here anymore. I was just curious.
Veronica, I haven't seen her, but she's
Yeah, Veronica's one of them that her father passed away. She's
oh
been moving and doing all kinds of
yeah.
crazy things here. And then Robin Kress was swamped, so she can't come in either. So those are the two
Okay.
people. So
Yeah, then the other girl, I don't remember her name. She is now in a morning meeting. I saw whatever her name
Yeah.
is. I don't remember.
do you know what the average of people dropping out of courses is? Anybody know?
I'm sure 50%.
Really?
75%.
Oh wow.
After they've paid you money, they drop
Yes,
out.
sir. Which is, by the way,
Wow.
Ryan, one of the reasons why I get my money up front now. Because back in the day, would have a lot of people want to get in, and I'd only let like 15 in.
Right.
And then 4 months into it, 6 people stopped coming, stopped paying the monthly fee. And I'm like, well, this isn't going to work, because I sort of budgeted around it. I mean, this isn't my living, but it's still a budget item, you know?
Right.
So now, just like real life, you pay some money, you come in, and you know, I've always said it's like real life, because I don't take role. You either show up or you don't, you know, just
Right.
the way it works in life.
Well, I must say I look forward to this every Wednesday. It's kind of like
Good.
one of my highlights of my week. So
Well, me too, by the way. I love Wednesdays.
yeah.
I have 5 meetings on Wednesdays.
Oh
You
wow.
guys, and the other group twice. And then I have my mentorship class, which is really large. And the mentorship class today ran an hour and 50 minutes. So
When you say really large, how many people?
we had 8 this morning. Yeah,
Okay.
8.
A lot of mentor.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got, everybody's working, everybody's doing jobs, everybody's doing something. And so we had a lot to discuss today. Had some real issues with one of the clients. One client was just a nightmare client for my photographer in South Africa. We had another guy trying to do a bid with a person who didn't seem to have a clue what they were doing. So we get that worked out, and he sent me an email at 1 o'clock saying, boom, went fine. Once we bid it this way, went fine. And you get clients that call you up and say, well, how much would it cost to take 25 pictures? And photographers go, well, probably, you know, it's like what you say is 25 pictures of what? 25
Like-
pictures of speedboats on a lake 80 miles from here? Probably more than 25 pictures of bolts on a table. What is it you need pictures of? Oh, we're not really sure. Well, when you
Any
get
pictures?
sure,
A small
I'm here
window.
waiting for you. You know, you can't do it unless you know what it's going to be. And every time you try to do it, you mess yourself up. You mess yourself up. There's 2 ways of bidding: hourly and daily, but it's still based on hourly. So if I said, Anna Marie, I want you to do 5 food setups for me. They have to be editorial, so they have to be nice, but they don't have to, they're not advertising stuff. They're editorial. You need 5 food setups, total things. We're going to change all the way down to the tablecloth. Okay, what's the first thing that runs through your guys' head?
It's a lot of
Where?
time.
Well,
How
first
long is,
you have
how
to like,
long is this going to take?
yeah, and is there a stylist who does the setup?
No,
so
we're gonna
you
we'll
have
get to
do
that in a
the
minute.
style?
We'll get that to in a minute, but what is
Yeah.
the time structure? For me, 5 food shots, that's a day. It's about an
Definitely.
hour and a half. I'm giving an hour and a half for each setup. If I got to go all the way down to the tablecloth, that means what are we going to do? We're going to have to move the lights out of the way and redo the set, maybe add some height to it and rebuild the set. Now, food photography takes no time at all. Am I right? It's all set up. It's like, this is the photography. All of this is setting it up, and over here is click, 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 we're done. Right? So how long is it going to take? That tells me about 5 shots in a day. So if they said to me, well, what's your day rate? I could say it's 1,500. Okay, what are you per shot? It's 250 a shot. Based on the time. And you know, either way they want to go. They go, well, we'd like to just get a lump sum. Okay, I'm going 1,500. If my hourly rate's 250, if that's what I've decided my hourly rate is, okay. Now I always recommend you do an hourly rate plus a base. For me, the base is 350. Nothing happens under 350. 350 is, what do you call it? Like a surcharge. That's the setup time, the tear down time, the work on the camera, all that stuff, right? So it's 1,500, it's 1,850. Any way
Okay,
they want to do
well,
it.
sounds about right. But you know, if they have a food stylist, you still have to be there. I mean, it's your time too,
Yeah.
plus the stylist time.
Oh, yeah, but I'm only bidding me.
Yeah.
Everything else is a line item.
Okay.
Because if they say, well, that food stylist that's fairly expensive. Okay, we can find a cheaper food stylist if we can. But my fee is in ink.
Hmm.
Because if you start messing with your fee, there's no end to it. So you give them the most ethical. You know, if I said, Ryan, let's say you bring your car to me. Ryan probably drives, I'm thinking a Bentley, small Bentley, silver Bentley.
Yeah.
Cus-
Well,
cus-
gold,
Custom?
not silver, gold.
Oh, convertible? Well, hell yeah. So you bring your car to me and I'm the mechanic and you say, well, how much is it to do a valve job? Well, mechanics generally have a number, right? They go, valve jobs are 375 plus parts. And you say, damn, 375. And the guy goes, oh, no, I'll do it for 275. Well, what the hell was the 375 then? Was that the sucker fee? Like, if you could do it for 250, why did you say 350? But if someone does that to me, I'm out the door. It's like, you lied to me. I asked for your best price and you told me 350. Now you say 250. Well, screw you. I'll go to somebody and pay them 450 if that's what their price is. I won't deal with it. And so I don't do it. I won't do it. So my fee is the best fee I can give you. Then we start line iteming one on the food stylist. Any props that have to be purchased.
So let me ask you, with that logic in mind, do you change things when you're dealing internationally? Because I know my family's from the Caribbean, and I know friends from Mexico and Central America, and there's the gringo price, and then there's the local price.
Yeah, I don't normally do this, but I would tell you that if I was dealing with a company in Haiti, they would probably melt their face off at $1,500 for a day.
All right.
So you kind of have to know where South Africa, she's Carla's in South Africa and she's doing this big job. She's doing it for $900 a day, which for a photographer in Atlanta or Chicago or Miami would be very low, right? That's very high in South Africa. That's a really good rate for her. So you kind of have to know where things are going like that.
So have you ever, I'm assuming you've been approached from international clients,
Yes,
and what do you say on the spot? I mean, if
I
you
asked them
don't
what their
know their
budget is.
market,
I ask them what their budget is.
okay,
Absolutely. What's your budget? If they don't have a budget, I'm probably not that excited about working with them because
Okay.
they're just flailing. Every good, authentic, legitimate company knows what they want to spend. I tell them, I want your budget. I want to know your budget so I save us all time. Because if you say, oh, our budget's $10,000, then I'm going to say, well, we got some money for stylists and we've got some money for, the best props and everything. But if your budget's $2,500, if I can do it for 2,500, I'll do it for 2,500. But we're not going to
Okay.
get the top stylists and everything. If you tell me, it just helps me out. I'm not going to go running around putting numbers together. If you guys have never done a big bid, it's a lot of work. You don't want to be doing that all the time. If you've gone through the minimal viable photographer's brand, the course, you'll know that I stress get all of your facts and figures down now before you're bidding jobs. So if someone says, hey, Ryan, and I know you want to do it part-time, but let's say someone says, hey, Ryan, I want to shoot some stuff, some product stuff, and you think, yeah, I can do that on Saturday. You don't want to have between Wednesday and Saturday while you're doing your 9 to 5 job to try to find a rental studio. You want to already have that. You open up your little Rolodex or you pull your phone up and go, I'll call Joe's rental studio. Yeah, you got space? Great. Book it in. If Joe doesn't have it, go to don't wait until you need it to get those numbers. If I said, we need a food stylist. If you don't know a name right now, you're behind the game. Get out there, talk to a food stylist. Say, what are your rates? How do you work? Let's have coffee so I can meet you. So you're my food stylist and you want to have a second one, you want to have backup. And then after that, it's just herding cats, trying to find that place and time where everybody can be in the same spot at the same time. Because guarantee you that date your client wants to shoot, food stylist booked. It's like, absolutely, guarantee it.
right.
Does it ever work the other way where the food stylist says, I need a photographer?
Yeah,
and then
all the time.
reciprocal? Okay.
All the time. And you can find ways to work with food stylists. Are kind of like photographers, adrenaline junkies. So if you decide you want to do a cookbook or something, you'll find food stylists will be very happy to do it for half the credit, half the sale of the book or whatever, So they love projects. All stylists love projects. So if you got a project that's going to benefit both of you, they'll treat it like a test, just like a model. They'll give you their time. You give them pictures from the project for their portfolios. Everybody needs a portfolio. Models, food stylists, wardrobe stylists. Everybody needs a portfolio. So,
Would you say that I'm thinking the best way to find these people? I know we were talking, I think about this last week. You said, like go to a dance studio, so on and so forth for talent. When it comes to like makeup artists, stylists.
where
I'm
are you?
in Charlotte, but
Charlotte.
I'm just talking the best place in general to look. Would be Model Mayhem or
No.
for not models,
Yeah, here we go. Charlotte Omnes, food stylist in Charlotte. Lynn Morris, food stylist. The 8 best food photographers. Charlotte Omnes again. Looks like you've got at least Charlotte Autry. So you got at least a couple food stylists there.
Okay.
Google is your friend. The second place would be the ASMP, the local
Yes.
ASMP, American Society of Media Photographers. They'll track. That's where you can find assistants too, by the way.
ASMP.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Never heard of that.
That's the American Society of Media Photographers. It used to be American Society of Magazine Photographers, but we all know how that went. So they changed it to media. All right. All right, let's look at some pictures. So we've got some adorable little woofies here. Those are really, really cute dogs. Are those your dogs?
No, they're not. My friend owns those fur balls. They're really, really super tiny. They look like stuffed animals, but they actual dogs.
Are
I
they
can't
full
wait to
grown or
show
are
it.
they puppies?
And the outfits are, it's their own outfits.
Are they full grown?
Yes, they're full grown.
Wow.
They're just like this. They're tiny. They weigh nothing, and they just these fur balls.
Can literally put them in your pocket.
Hey, Marion,
I think I could. Yeah.
Marion, come here.
Wow.
I gotta
Interesting.
share this with my wife. They're like 6 inches tall, right? Like little teeny.
Yeah, something like that. They're like, tiny little things, and like you could just, I don't know. They both.
Oh, cute.
What are they called? know?
It's Ipa and Red.
No, not their
Red.
names. What type of dog are they? What breed?
Oh, some kind of mutts. They're not like they're just.
Oh, okay.
They're
They
like
look
this
like
big.
Pomeranians.
They're like this big.
Oh, cute.
Wow. Okay.
They look like little teddy bears.
They do look like teddy bears, but they're actual dog, and they're like so cute. And they
Is that-
just
Is that an actual pouch made for them so they can look out? Like you
yes.
put them in
Yeah, I know the pouches. My daughter had a toy Chihuahua. It's called a toy Chihuahua. It's like this big Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And she carried them around in the little bubble thing like this.
So
Yeah,
you'd
sometimes
zip it
she
up
puts
and-
them like into like a little baby carrier, and like they.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Well, they're good shots. All three are good shots. This is the best one. And the reason is we've got a foreground and a background, and the product sits right in the middle. I
Mhm.
wouldn't want to crop the dome off. So back up a little bit, but the product sits right in the middle between those two things: foreground, background, levels. Okay. The light is just really, really nice. You've got a strobe up front on these guys, or white card? Or what?
Actually, in that case, I had like it was like against the sun, but I had a screen behind him, so I just like propped like I don't know, like a little screen, and this white, and then I just added the sky after. So
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this because of this horizon, just like in a product shot, the horizon's at the right point to make the product go up into the sky. The little guy is, I guess we would say he's bringing it. Little guy's
Yeah.
bringing it, giving it all he's got there. He's doing a great job with that. That's it. Now let's go back to the other one, which is not a bad shot, but I'll show you why I chose that one. See how the product sits in the grass all the way back?
okay,
Doesn't
Yeah.
pop forward, the depth of field helps bring it forward, and the color helps bring it forward. And your lighting is just really, really nice. Same thing with the scrim.
no, that's just one shot.
Okay.
But I mean, like it's against the sun, so I had to like overexpose and Photoshop it a little, because you can see there's a natural
Take a-
shadow.
Take
kind
a
of
white
it.
card with you, 2x3 white card, and just stick it
Yeah, I
and
know,
lean
I
on
should
it to
have,
take
but
your photographs, and it'll
Let me
change it.
tell you, it was a little chaos with these fur balls.
Yeah. That's why comedians say no kids, no dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys really cute. Now you did some dodging in Photoshop for here.
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, this is definitely portfolio material here. This one.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Very nice.
I had fun with them, but it was a little
So,
chaos.
dogs are always fun. They are always fun. All right, next one up is Dan.
Good evening.
Hi, Dan. Okay, did you shoot more room around this picture than what I see here? Or is this the shot?
There was room under the bottom. I don't know. That's
Good,
not
good, because there's not enough room there now. It's right down to the page. Little bit of graphic design for everybody to remember. Graphic design, you have 3 cut levels. You have the bleed, which means if your page is this big, your picture has to go outside the page 1/8 of an inch because the printer isn't perfect on those edges. You get a page back with like, 1 centimeter of white down that edge. So you've got to make your picture bigger than the paper. So it prints bigger than the paper, and then they trim it. That's called a bleed. Then inside you have a margin. This is inside the paper. The margin is white area that you're going to put in between whatever you want and the edge. And that margin is controlled by you, how much of a margin you want. And then the printer will tell you with a different color, which I'll do it here. The printer will then give you what's called a safe area. That might be here. The safe area means they're sloppy enough over here to screw up your margin. If your picture isn't a bleed, they're really not that exact. So if you have a margin, you could end up with your books coming back with some books having a thin margin, some books having a thicker margin. The safe area keeps everything from being too close to the edge. Okay, so on something like this, we're right into the safe area here.
Okay.
Make a long story short, Dan, that's what I was getting to. We're right into the safe area here. So we'd want to just expose more of that up to the thing. This is a nice product shot. Did you
I kind of dove into some trade magazine sites and just kind of looked at what's out there, something that didn't have actual animals in it, and kind of use that for my inspiration.
Is this on a new layer? This?
Yeah, I shot the package, and then I took it out and shot it separately.
Okay.
So
What I want you to do is I want you to lift this package up, and I want you to take. Let's see how many. Hold on. Let's see how many more pictures we have to look at. Not very many, if I remember right. Oh, just a few. All right. I'll show you. Remind me, Dan. I'm gonna pull it into Photoshop and I'll show you what I want you to do. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Nice. And this one is David Hayden.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
the BTS there. So
Is that a home or a mobile home?
that's our motorhome. Yeah.
Motorhome.
Yeah. Or a trailer, our camper.
Fifth wheel?
Yeah.
Nice.
40 foot. It's a pain in the ass. It's nice when you're there, but I hate pulling it.
Yeah. And what kind of toy is this?
That's just a little chew toy, but I was
Okay.
really trying to bring the bed out and make it about the dog bed itself. But
Got the dog bed here with the stuff on it that looks good. Background, I think I would brighten up the background just a little bit. It's pretty dark. Just
different
pull it
layer.
up, like a half stop. So it doesn't have that, like we lit the bed and let the background go black. We just didn't do anything with it. Just bring it up a little bit and I think you'll have it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice shot of the dog bed. Looks soft and clean and bright.
And it is all natural light. That's just the light coming in from the diffused blinds. So,
Okay.
and I put it on that fake floor I bought for backdrops and stuff. So
I think maybe a white card over here at an angle like that. Just to put an edge there.
oh, good idea.
That white card will definitely reflect that window there. when we look at the shot. See, it's really flat through here, and see how it starts to go a little darker. We just bring that up. Anytime we can get a feeling of light coming from behind, we give it dimension because our brain says there's something back there. So you could probably even do it with the technique I'm going to show Dan here in a moment.
Okay.
And what lens, sir?
I just used a 24 to 105. It's on the BTS. I think it's a 35 millimeter or something like that.
There's a BTS here?
Yeah, the first one, the picture of the camper.
Oh, okay. Got it. Oh, all right. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's a 20. I shot a 24 millimeter. I was cramped in pretty tight.
All right. Good. Very good. Good, good. This one is Carla. That looks like Fruit Loops for dogs. Let me scoot it down so we can see a little more of the schnoz. Very nice. Great, great shot. Do this though, Carla. We want to see that dog perfectly. Get rid of that. We just want to see that tongue so perfectly. Nice shot.
So is that dog added after, or is it just one shot?
It's all one shot.
Oh yeah, I love this. I think
Yeah.
this is great.
Yeah. You're not directly over the food though. Do you see that? We're seeing the side of the dish here. We're seeing the inside of the dish there. You're just a little left to right over the top. When you're doing a lay flat like this, you've got to make sure you're right over the top, dead center. The same view here on the inside of the dish, same on the outside, all the way through. Is that going to hurt this shot? I would say initially it might go in your portfolio, but as soon as you get a chance to reshoot it with that perfect alignment, do it. Okay? Because when you put them together side by side, you'll see the difference. The one where you do it perfectly just jumps off the page. And this one will look wrong to you. Okay? The dog, whether you shoot the dog in the picture or just shoot them separate and Photoshop, drop them in, that's a brilliant concept. Absolutely brilliant.
Okay, thanks, Don.
Can you see this thing with a headline running across here? Some type over here. We got some type over here. And we got this dog's nose up here. Yeah, that's a great shot. You've got to redo it, make it perfect, because that's a great shot. The idea is really good.
Thanks. This one
Yeah.
was actually like when I was doing you did the free courses, it was about food. So I thought about doing this one and I did that one then. But then for this one, I thought it was perfect. I did take some other photos, which I don't think are that good, they are in there, but I like this one better. So I put it in.
All right, very good. Yeah, this is not only it's a really good shot. It's got one little technical flaw that catches the eye too much, and an art director would be looking for that. That's that one little miss that the art director would say, nah, you can't miss that. That's just detail. So fix that, and you're good. And I wouldn't even tell you not to shoot the stuff separately. Seriously, Carla, shoot the bowl on black, shoot the dog food, put it all together,
Okay, I will. That's my mom's dog, so it's easy.
Yeah, very good. Really good. And this is,
That's also mine. I mean, I did this one and the next one because the other one was an old one, so I wasn't sure I had to do new ones.
I don't know what these are, so.
Yeah, I thought so. These are the little bags that when you take your dog around, if you have to like pick up something, after they poop or so, these are the bags.
Oh, okay. All right, I get it. I like this. This is well done. This is a doggy water thing, right? You carry with you in case you want to give your dog water.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, I like that. You got really good light on this, you get great highlights on it. This is very successful. This goes in your book, yes.
Right. Thank you.
This one is, yeah, it's just kind of all over the place. I think you got to work on your composition here.
Okay.
Making something look random is harder than making something look, perfect in a way. And you're going for random here and it doesn't feel random yet. So,
Okay.
yeah,
It was
cool.
an idea.
Oh, that's the little thing you put on your pouch. That's what Jennifer shot. Little thing
Exactly.
that goes on your pouch and you carry your pooper scooper thing. Now she made this out of icing. I think she ought to get somebody to back her, put these things in a little box and ship them all over the world. So I could, like if Ryan really pissed me off, I could send him and it's not illegal because it's candy. But I think it gets the point across, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I could understand that.
yeah, I mean I think it'd be a great idea. She goes, really? You think that would? I said, yeah, it would work for a year or two. You'd probably get rich and sell it as Amazon or something.
If you can sell pet rocks, you can sell.
Exactly. Exactly. That was a bet, you know. Did you know
I'm
that?
sorry,
There was a
Questions,
bet.
some of these.
What was a bet?
The pet rocks.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a guy who said I can market anything, and someone made a bet with him, and he brought out the Pet Rocks line. He sold River
Just
Rock.
imagine how upset you'd be if you lost that bet. There's no way you can ever sell pet rocks. That's stupid.
Oh, he put that when the marketing program came out. It's one they study it in marketing school. When he came out, he
Wow.
spent something like $6-7 million, just blitzed, and that was what 1980.
It was 80 something, yeah.
Yeah, blitzed everyone, PR and everything, and it just became so fascinating that everybody heard about it. If you heard about it, you kind of wanted one, and you bought one, and it became a big thing. It only lasted for about 12, 16 months, and then he couldn't give them away because they were rocks. It's like, anyway,
Say, Don,
yeah.
part of the brief was to leave room for 300 words of text too, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's got enough room for text.
Okay.
But remember, don't shoot it so tight, folks, that you can't put something around it. When you line up the picture in the frame and it looks good to you, to your aesthetic, take a full step back. The shot should look wrong to you. It should look like there's too much space around it. Art directors will mess with your picture. It's part of the thing. One of our people in the mentee class, she did some pictures of a rock singer, and she sent over all the pictures, the good pictures that she liked, and they said, "Oh, that's really great, fantastic. We want to see all the pictures." She said, "I don't really do that." But they said they wanted to see more pictures. So she sent over a batch too that they were okay, but there wasn't any in there that she liked. Well, this is what happens. They picked a picture she didn't like. They retouched it themselves and they twisted the shot so it's not how she shot it. And she was a little upset. Well, here's the reality. That looks good to me. I don't know what else she sent in, but I think the art director did a good job. He's rotated the picture. They added the blue to the background. They brought up her hair, everything. They'll do that. Our job ends when we deliver the pictures, and we have to form that mental thing to just walk away. We're not going to fix them. But if she had shot this picture that tight, wouldn't have liked it because he couldn't have rotated it. The next shot is also cropped and twisted just a little bit. Her shoulder just twisted up a little bit to get that slight angle there. She's actually angled that way a little bit. They brought up her eyes real white. They retouched her skin so it looks like plastic, and Lee was like, oh, they're messing with my picture. And, the thing is, yeah, that's what they do. Good. Boom. Did you get paid? Fantastic. Move on. Never judge another photographer by what you see in the magazine, because they probably screwed with that person's photography too. So it's so easy to go, oh, look, this yo-yo
So
left a clamp in the shot. No, he didn't. He was told to shoot wide. He shot wide so that they could crop it, and then they didn't crop it.
So looking at that in the reverse manner, when you're looking at a picture in a magazine and it looks really good, is there any time where you should say, yeah, it's probably photoshopped, even though the artists themselves, the photographer themselves would never Photoshop? Like you said, they overdid our skin.
Yeah. Well, they that one shot of the full length with the girl sitting down,
Right.
Lee said that's a lot better looking shot than what she has. That's why she didn't give it to him. But the art director saw something in the picture. It's a beautifully laid out page. Lee is very happy. I mean, it came out great. She can stick that in her portfolio. It's beautiful work.
Should she stick it in her portfolio if it wasn't her?
She made the photograph. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna drag this over here and put it in Photoshop. So
Did we see everybody's picture? Did we see yours, Brian?
Actually, mine didn't come out that good. I wasn't too happy about it.
did you, are they in here?
It's there.
Right?
It's the last two.
Hmm. These?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we looked at these this morning. We didn't.
Nope.
A lot of brown, Ryan.
Yeah, my original idea was to have this type of setup in front of a fireplace. Then I realized I don't have fireplace. So that whole, with the luxury thing, I was thinking fireplace in the background. And then when I realized I wasn't going to get access to a nice looking fireplace, I just kind of winged it here in the house. But you're right, there's a lot of brown. I don't know. I did put black over the bed, and that just, to me, made it look worse.
No, it's not a good set. It's not a place
No.
where did you light this, or is this natural light?
No, I lit it.
Did you? Yeah. Here's what I want you to do. I got an idea. You got these two toys, right?
Yeah.
I want you to shoot the corner of a table like this. And up here, a bag like you would get at the,
Okay, gift bag.
the little handles on it, right?
Yeah.
And have this one toy here and one toy over here, right? And then just a
Okay.
little bit of the table. Just shoot something like that. And just let the
Okay.
background go white, black, gray.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit of it up. So we just get a little bit of a point coming into those two toys there. Make sure the bag isn't too big.
Okay.
And if you can, you know what bag would be perfect? A Zoyo's yogurt shop. They make the little brown craft paper bag when you buy your yogurts. That'd be perfect.
Okay. I've never heard of them, but I'll find one.
They'd probably have one of, they're a national chain, I believe. They're
Okay.
just frozen yogurt. I got
Okay.
proud of that yogurt. I got 2 yogurts for my wife and I today. Little bitty yogurts, $10. It's like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Anyway, all right. So
Yeah, we don't need to linger on mine. I'm very not happy with them.
yeah. You're gonna do better on the next one.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna pull this into. Here's what I'm talking about. See how bright this is? Here, Dan?
Yeah.
It's just too dang bright. So I'm just gonna, I bet this won't work. Yeah, it did. All right, I'm just gonna drag this little guy around.
See, that was part of my dilemma. I set it up on a white sweep and it just disappeared. I got the white to shoot white.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit Command J.
Okay.
Move it to a new layer. I'm gonna hit the lock. Do you know what the lock does?
To unlock it, or
I'm gonna lock it. When I lock it, it means whatever I spray on here only goes on something where there's a pixel. If I don't lock it and I choose black here, let's say, and I do this, do you see it does the entire page?
sure.
When I lock it and I do this, nothing happens. There's no pixel underneath it. So I've got black, I've got an opacity of 10%, and I'm just going to come right in here like that, go right down that edge right there, and I'm going to come right over here and go right down that edge right there. Oh, maybe it's a little more up there. That may be too much. Command Z. Just ever so slightly. Let's see what happens. Jumps right off the page. Pops. Now, maybe it's too much. That's okay. We got an opacity slider. We can slide it back until we get it exactly where we want it, which probably is somewhere right about there. See it? Doesn't look smudged. It just has a little bite to it, so it pulls it off the back. All right. We have time for questions. Very good. We do have time for questions. Who's got questions?
I have a question, Don. Kind of with what I was struggling with that shot, and looking forward to the tee shot where you talked about color in that, and some of those examples were just wow. As to how to bring in color on a simple shot like that without overwhelming it or giving it a cast, color cast.
On a shot like the one that you just showed? The one like on this dog toy one here?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking? How to bring color into that?
Well, just into that, or I'm looking forward to the T one already. Just some of those shots I thought were just killer, and I'm at a loss as to how to do that without giving the subject a color cast. And is that done with a gel, or is that best done in Photoshop? Or
don't worry about color cast. I'm not sure what you mean color cast. You mean a background of color? Here, let's go to the tee shot and you tell me what you're talking about, okay?
You could probably do, I was thinking the same thing. Like there's a picture there with blue in it. It looks fantastic. But I was thinking about doing something similar. If you take two shots, one of the product without the background, lit well, and then you do one where you might get an overcast or a blue cast on it. In that case, you could probably Photoshop to take it out. I would think.
Certainly. If you don't touch the product,
right,
bring the product forward and it'll just sit right on top of the one that's got a little blue cast to it. And no one will see it, right? Let's look at the T assignment here. I'm not like really big on T, and yet over the last 20 years, I've had 4 T clients. 4 of them were all of them were photography, and 2 of them I did all their design for like years. I don't know. So you're talking about something like this one?
yeah.
Well, first of all, I'd probably shoot it on something already yellow, because once it's yellow, it's easy to tweak the tone. I mean, if you shoot it on blue and trying to turn it to yellow, that's a problem, right? This is Photoshop. That's absolutely Photoshop.
Right. See the banding?
Yeah, well, that's it's because it's on the web, In print, it wouldn't be banding. Let's see, get down here. This one. This is, I would probably shoot this on something that is brown. Now you can go to art, you could go to a Michael's Art Supply and find some paper there. One of Jennifer Arca in the morning class, she just takes the color that she likes, prints it out, takes it to Home Depot. They'll put it under that little spectrum and give you back a quart of paint.
Mm-hmm.
They'll mix it up for you. That means it's as close as they can get it to this. Then you can tweak it a little bit, warm it, what have you. But I would still pull these off the background and have them on a separate layer. So a little bit of work, impossible to do with the spilt stuff here, but you know, you probably have to do burn and dodge with that. It can be done. This can be done, especially if y'all go to, hold on, again, let's pull it up and you can see what I'm talking about. YouTube, removing. There you go. I'll put
So if
it
you click
in
and hold, have a look at the two.
on mesh. On mesh. Oh, why is it asking me to do that? Oh, I see. It's paid. So I am subscribed. All right. Let me get the share. And I'll put it down in the chat window. If I can find where the damn chat went. Oh, there it is. With OnMesh's way of doing it, you can actually shoot it on that brown. And with his way to do it, it'll leave these, because it leaves every blonde hair that girl has flying in the wind. It leaves that against the, you know, a bunch of leaves in the background. So it's a really, really good process. Once you get this on a new layer, leave that layer transparent behind it. Then you can work on this background layer as much as you want and get it exactly the way you want it. That is probably not real steam. A lot of these are done the same way here. That's a background. You know, you can shoot this on, guys, you could shoot it on gray for all that it matters. Especially if you don't have, stuff sprinkled here, that chocolate cinnamon stuff sprinkled on the ground. If you don't, just shoot it on, if you're going to have a white background, shoot it on white with black cards for your edges. If you're going to shoot it, put it on a dark background, shoot it on dark gray so it looks like it's sitting on something dark, and then just drop it in and do everything in the background. If I took this into Photoshop and I hit find subject, it'd find that thing perfectly, heartbeat. That's also background with Photoshop. I think this was one of my favorites. I just thought that is so well done, so well thought out, to have her leaning over and the glass form that super straight line, and they use it as the line for the text. And it's about balance, right? Lipton green tea helps you keep your balance. I don't know why they showed the girl falling over. Maybe she needed more tea. It's like, you know, I don't know. I thought that was a really great ad. And this background is probably just a paper, and then everything's done in Photoshop. You can see that this picture is Photoshopped very well. So don't be afraid of Photoshop. All right, any other questions?
I have a question of what do you think about the agency access company?
I think agency access can be used for some things. But I think when you're starting out for at least the first year, you've got to develop your own list.
Okay,
Agency access will never go down far enough for the clients that you really want to reach. In other words, if you're not in business and you don't have a really good portfolio and you don't have a track record, their clients are generally too big for you to
Okay.
go after, right? So get your own list. And then down the road, they can be very, very helpful. But they have a bad reputation.
and
Can
why
you
so?
can you clarify what is, they're not like model agencies, right?
No.
What do you mean?
No, it's like a mailing list thingy. So you get list of actual people.
Yeah, when you join this thing, and I don't know how much it is, it's like $100 a month or something. You have access to their database. So Ryan, you can go in and you can go, okay, Charlotte, show me all the designers in Charlotte. The problem is I have access to this. I can go to Charlotte, show me all the designers in Charlotte, and it'll bring me back 27 designers. Ryan, there's 10 times that many designers in Charlotte.
Okay.
You know, these are people that agency access has contacted and said, we want to help send you good talent. Will you consent to receiving our emails? And they say yes. And then for a long time there, they had a little thing on there. If you don't want to receive them anymore, hit unsubscribe. And they weren't being unsubscribed. And
Okay.
there was a huge anti-agency access. Then agency access did of course what everybody in tech said. They said, oh, it was a glitch. Oh, dang, we didn't know. I mean, it was a little code thing. My assistant did it. That's what it was, my damned assistant. And they got everybody unsubscribed. Some people came back, etc. But I work with one-on-one clients, right? I've had some of us have done very well here, and some people get no traction at all. And what's the number one thing on email marketing? Who knows what the number one thing is in email marketing? Great pictures?
Follow up.
Huh?
It's the follow up.
The follow-up?
Yeah.
That's close. But you got to have something else before you get follow-up. Is it a great image? A great call to action? No, it's a subject line that makes them open it. If they don't open it, they never saw your great picture, your great call to action. They never got anything. The key to email marketing is subject lines. We may not like that because we're visual people, but that's just the way it is. Just so if your subject line coming out of your email marketing says, new photos I shot this week, don't even bother hitting send. So yeah, it's not bad. Don't spend your money there yet. Don't spend your money.
I was curious. I was looking at that today, and it's like, I was actually not planning to
Good.
pay any money yet because I'm not ready by any means.
No, you're not, and you've got to be in business at least 2 years and working with smaller clients, because when you do get on here at the end of 2 years, if you're doing little jobs and stuff like that, you get on, you're ready, you know how to market now. So you kind of gotten a feeling for it, but build yourself up a good list in and around your neighborhood. Let's Anna Marie, where are you?
I'm in New Canaan, Connecticut.
All right, this is all in the Fine Photo clients now, which you guys have access to. New Canaan.
Yeah, it's CANAAN. I mean,
New Canaan, Connecticut. All right. So it's not that big. All right. So I'm going to go up here now. I've got that in, and I'm going to put in graphic design.
that probably comes like my name comes up.
Yep, we got Palmer Design. Oh, there you are, Canon Creative, NC Graphics, lowercase designs. Our next thing is to now click on lowercase designs, go to her website. Let's find out if she uses photography, because some designers are only logos or they're only something else. They don't use photography. Looks like she uses photography. I think somebody should help her learn design as well. That's just me speaking, and we'll just move on from that.
No, it's funny that she calls herself a designer, and this is horrendous.
This is, yeah, I know. Yes. So books, publications, etc. Okay. Well, it does look like she uses photography, but it doesn't look to me like she uses it well. So I would put her on a maybe. Do you know anybody here that does it really well?
No, actually, I don't. I don't. There
Okay.
are really no good designers in, like, I know all of them, and they are they're just horrible.
Okay, so we got these guys here.
I would say these are all like stock photos. I mean, I'd have to go to like New York. New York is an hour away, so
Mm-hmm. Well, these guys use photography. So that goes on your maybe, okay?
yeah.
They do use photography. So that goes on your maybe. So that's how you do it. And Ryan, you can do it in your town, and Carla, you can do it, and then you can do come on. How did we get off the page? That's what I want to know. All right, so come on.
Are your zinc gummies gone?
Be stuck with them.
Uh-huh. They are indeed. Ad agency. See how many ad agencies there are here in New Canaan. Couple down here. Now, of all the graphic designers and all the agencies here, I would think you could probably come up with 10 or a dozen that you can market to. There's a lot of these, I bet you a lot of them are closed. They're not even in business anymore. That's the way it goes. So now you go back, okay, that's New Canaan. Now you pull it back and you go Norwalk. Norwalk looks to be about what, 30 minutes away?
That's 15 minutes.
Okay,
They're,
go.
they're all close, like, their stuff.
I draw a circle like this,
Yeah.
and all of these, right? You probably put together a list of 60 names that you can work with, but you can also do things like, you can also do see New Canaan and Connecticut ad agencies. How about magazines? Magazine, no, Don, magazine, thank you. So we've got some magazine publishers. Some of them are good, some are not. You got restaurants here. Restaurant Supply. Restaurant Supply is a good, if you're a food shooter, boom, boom, boom. These are possibilities for photography.
Yeah.
And yet that's how you build your little list, just the best way to do it. Go walking downtown like Kate did. Kate did that 2 weeks ago. She walked right down to Alpharetta, Georgia, the little main street where all the cute little shops are. She went in every shop, introduced herself, didn't try to sell anything, said, "Can I leave the brochure?" Some people were saying, "Oh, thank you very much," because they were, doing other things. And half the people engaged her. "Oh, you're a new photographer. Oh, oh gosh, what are you?" She's retired and she's starting this new business. Really, she got 2 jobs. She got 2 jobs, not big jobs, but 2 jobs. She just delivered 1 job today and she's shooting the other one tomorrow. It's frustrating to me when I see talented photographers tell me that they can't get work. The other thing is you've got industrial parks here, right? I don't know if I can search for industrial park.
There's some in Norwalk, kind of. There's Danbury has some.
Okay.
Danbury's
All right.
for it.
Yep. Glenbrook Industrial Park. Drive down there with your leave behinds. Dress semi-professional. You don't want to look like an insurance salesman, but you don't want to look like, you know, you just rolled out of bed. And you go around and you pass out the little things and you use terms like product sheets, trade show graphics, words that they understand. Leave the little leave behind and stuff. You'll get work because no other photographer in your area, I know for sure, I'd bet money on it, has ever done that. Every time I work with a photographer who doesn't have clients, they're not looking for them. They think that their Instagram is going to make them rich, or they're going to put up a lot of pictures on Flickr and everybody's going to see them and know what a great photographer they are. Do you know how it works? People hire people, then photography.
Yeah, I haven't actually started yet at all. I
That's
mean,
all right. That's
but
all right.
it's like I'm just sort of, you know, thinking about it because I love it and I would like to do it more, but you know.
I would say this, if you did it part-time as a side hustle, you guys did it just as a side hustle, there's no reason in the world you couldn't make 12 to 20K as a side hustle. Okay, and not talking about babies and kids and shit like that. But
No.
you know, real stuff. Some of you have full-time jobs. Ryan, you'll be shooting in the evening. You'll be shooting on Saturday. Not every Saturday, but you know, there's going to be a Saturday where you're going to have to, if you're working for a magazine, they don't care when you shoot. If you're working for a lot of small companies now with COVID and everything, everybody's now used to this. They'll ship it over to your house. You know, they'll send it by messenger or somebody will drop it by your house. You shoot it, drop it by their place. Everything's fine. And you can build some good money. You can certainly buy gear or
So,
travel, take good vacations. Yeah.
question for you. I know you had mentioned last week Eric Almas, and I had bought in a couple of his tutorials, and I like the way he thinks. One of the things he said that he regrets is he built a portfolio first, and then he went out marketing. And he's saying in a lot of his tutorials that he wished he had done the marketing the same time he's building the portfolio.
Yes.
To me, that how do you market if you don't have the portfolio?
No. Don't start marketing. You've got to start building that list. That's what I was just going to say to Anna Marie. Build your list now, because you're not ready to go out. You don't want to wait and like, now I'm ready to go out. Now I'm going to sit down on Google and see who I'm going to go to. Start that now. So when you're ready to go, you've got your 250 names. You've got your places
And
where
then
you're going to go.
what do I do? Like send emails or like postcards?
Emails.
Or-
Yep. Emails, postcards, and walking in the door. One-on-one. Yep. There's guerrilla ways to do it, you know, like working in fast food. I mean, in coffee shops, you know, putting up stuff. But every time I talk to photographers, they're all looking for that passive way, that silver bullet. You know, well, what if I have a really good TikTok? You know, well, you know, no one cares, man. No one cares about hiring photographers off TikTok, except people who don't want to pay money. So that's what Eric's talking about. I know that's what he's talking about, is waiting till the last minute before you do the hard work of putting your list together. Look at this, a whole bunch of stuff right here. Industrial parks, a lot of stuff. I don't know where that is from you. So
Everything in New Canaan is close by. So it's like 5
Yeah.
minutes or less.
yeah, I just said here's Norwalk. So you're
Yeah.
close.
Norwalk
would
is
you-
bigger.
So would you suggest, if you're going to work, like, I think my biggest problem is, I think I have a decent portfolio on portraits,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to be taking portraits because I really don't see
Oh,
as
right.
much money there. But But if I'm going to go into commercial and do products, like you're saying, industrial park, having a portfolio of, portraits is useless.
Well, you need
So-
some, because remember, they need pictures of the president, they need pictures of vice president, they need pictures of the board, they need pictures of the guys who deliver the stuff. There's plenty of portrait work to be done. If you're a good portraitist, you keep it in there. If you want to work as a portraitist, it's brutal competition in portrait photography, but not brutal competition in getting the jobs.
Well, I
I-
guess what I'm thinking of is, shouldn't you have a portfolio that reflects what you want to do?
Well, of course.
So for example, if I wanted to do all industrial park stuff and taking pictures of equipment and stuff like that, should I build that portfolio first? And if that's the case, should I have a website that doesn't show anything else? It
No,
shows,
no,
hey,
no, no.
I
You
focus on
don't.
that.
No. You've got to. Industrial park doesn't mean you're shooting industrial stuff. It means you're shooting products. That's what they make there. They make
Well, that's what I mean.
speakers
Products.
and stuff. Yeah, you build your product stuff. Now you've got people and product, and maybe as you go along for the next 10 months, you shoot some architecture. Maybe you find that you really like shooting architecture, and you've got those things. And you want to show what you can do, but you don't want to say I can only do one thing. No,
I guess my point is, I keep hearing from all the different tutorials and all the stuff that I keep watching. When you're a photographer that does everything, you really aren't good at anything.
well, that's true, but you're not doing everything. You're doing three things. And the other
Okay.
thing that's really sticks in my craw is when some wise ass photographer who's got 30 years in the business, who's been shooting portraits for 30 years, comes, yeah, you should specialize. Well, fuck you. You didn't specialize when you started out, Jack. Nobody does.
Okay.
Nobody does. You have to
Well,
make a living. And
so
you've got but three things, and that's it: people, places, things, food, interior design, architecture, food, lifestyle, portrait. You see what I'm saying? Three.
Okay. All
Because
right.
if you got 27 buttons up there, aerial, boats, and everything, then you just look like you're desperate,
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
but there's way too much of that. When I was president of ASMP here, it really galled me. We had the national put together this group of traveling, arrogant photographers. These were all guys been in the business 25 years, big studios, pulling in millions dollars a year, and they come out to like Phoenix and Tulsa, and they're like, "You guys should learn to specialize." Jack, we're in Tulsa. If there was a photographer who did every food shot in Tulsa, he owned it. That was it. If it was food, he was shooting it. He wouldn't make a living. You've got to be able to do more than one thing. Three things. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait. The other question, which is not, it's not for us yet, but you have that Project 52 agency.
Yes.
So how's that going?
Going well. I'm waiting for some financial things to come in, and then we'll be pushing more SEO. I've got to find a good SEO person. I thought I had somebody and I don't.
Okay.
They ended up being flaky. Yeah, we've already got some of the photographers have gotten some calls,
That's
but
great.
takes a while.
Yeah, of course, like everything.
Yep. But the sad thing is we got the agency, and Google comes and looks at our pages. And if you don't change your pages, Google stops coming back. And I've got photographers who put their pictures up 3 months ago and haven't changed their pictures out. If that's how you market, you're gonna fail. Fail. You got to keep your website fresh. And the only thing we can do to keep it fresh is to put in new pictures with new names. So naming your photographs is important for SEO. What do you name the file? Because if it's img_3956.jpg, you're not getting any SEO at all. it should say Onamacola, New Canaan, is that Connecticut?
Yeah.
Connecticut, food photographer dash Brussels sprouts, if that's what it's about, .jpg. Because then Google looks at the file name of the picture and says, oh, I know what this is. Boom. You can put Brussels, it doesn't matter where you put it, but you can put Brussels sprouts first and then your name if you wanted to. Doesn't matter. Google doesn't sort that way. But if it's, image number, whatever, you're dead in the water. And yet getting photographers to do that, it's like pulling teeth.
Interesting.
So I didn't know about that one. So is it the name of the file, or do you have to do meta tags, or how does
Both.
that?
Both.
Both of them should, okay.
Yeah, the name of the file. Your file should have your name in the file name. It should be in the
Okay.
meta that you put on. It should be in the description if you can hide the description. If you cannot hide the description on your website, then don't put it in the description because it'll appear in your gallery. You don't want that. But if you can hide the description, hide it. Your meta text should be rich. It should say, David Hayden, photographer, such and such, photograph Brussels sprouts in cheese sauce. Where you live, David?
Pueblo, Colorado.
Pueblo, Colorado, and the date, 2021. Because
Well, I missed the boat on that. I've got some work to do.
Yep. You want to be able, so if someone types in Brussels sprouts, you want to come up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Brussels sprouts, cheese. Boom. Here we got these cafe things here. Let's go to images. Okay.
Okay, I have a question. Let's say you, like we did the shots of the coffee shop. Would you include the name of the coffee shop in the meta tags?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Absolutely. Just gives it a little more punch.
Yeah, and brings it low. Okay, all right.
Is there a specific format to use? Is that like the dash format we use in submitting our assignments, or?
Google doesn't care if it's a dash or an underscore. Okay. Those are the two. Some people just leave spaces because servers have gotten so much better now they can read spaces. But do you remember what used to happen if you left a space in your file name? And
Yeah,
the server would go, I don't know what this is.
especially all the PC servers.
Yeah.
They're like,
all that's pretty much water under the bridge, but I'm a habitual, I use a dash. I just dash everything. Yeah. All right. So start working on your lists. Come first of the
Okay.
year. Come first of the year. I mean, we've got 14 more assignments to do. Come first of the year, we're going to be damn near halfway through this thing.
Wow.
And we're going to want you to start putting your portfolio together. Do not hide your shots that you're doing. Put a folder on your desktop, an alias or whatever you want to do. Put a folder. When we're doing this Project 52, slide it up there into that folder. Do not censor yourself. Don't go, oh, should I save this one or should? Yeah, if the word should I save? Yeah, save it. Boom, goes in that folder. Nothing worse than getting.
yeah, I don't censor. Like I put everything out.
Yeah, it's just like writing. When you're writing, you never stop. If you don't go back and go, I wonder if the punctuation, screw it, just keep writing. You'll edit it later. We'll take it down. And anytime you're shooting anything, just goes into that thing. So even if you're on vacation, you get a good shot of some buildings or something, you put it in there, whatever you like. Now, if you like architecture, portraits and tabletop, that's a great combination. It's fantastic. Portraiture, Ryan, there's a lot of competition, but most of it is in the consumer space. Brides, babies, families, children, etc. In the business space, yes, there's a lot of people shooting people, a lot of people shooting people. But 80% of it is guys with cameras shooting girls with stripper heels and caution tape wrapped around them. Then you get that, so there's not that much for real, honest people photography. And the place to go is magazines. Magazines, for all of you, start out in magazines. They don't pay a lot. They don't expect a lot. In other words, if you screw it up, and you will, so just get ready for it. If you screw it up, the worst they go is, could you shoot this again? And you're gonna have to call Dr. So-and-so, the surgeon, and can I book another thing? That's the worst that can happen. You screw up on an ad shoot, oh man, that's not good. Because you just cost the ad agency maybe tens of thousands of dollars. So the pressure gets higher. Learn to deal with the pressure by starting low. Magazines are great. Graphic designers are group 2. Graphic designers will give a new photographer a shot. Ad agencies, they really got to feel warm and fuzzy. Who have you worked for? How long are you working? How many ads have you shot? They want to know, and they entrust you with that thing that you're ready to go. Best way to get ready to go is start small, build it up.
I would think it is probably an illusion, but I would think that particularly in some markets, you say, well, I can see my work in XYZ magazine, and it gives you some sort of weird status that maybe you don't deserve. It's like,
Yes.
wow, it's like,
Yes, sir. Which brings me to one last rant. You're going to read a lot of crap on the internet. A lot of crap on the internet by people who think they know what they're talking about. I've got a couple pet peeves, and one of them is when people go, yeah, the magazine came and they said they'd give me credit. Well, credit won't buy food at the Safeway. You can't eat credit, they'll say. And I'll say, oh, you've never really done this before, have you? This is all new to you. You have memorized some crap that somebody told you on Flickr 12 years ago, and you think that makes you real. Yes, you can leverage credit. Absolutely. You need, you all know what tear sheets are, right? Call them tear sheets because you used to tear it out of the magazine. You need tear sheets more than you need $75 for that shot. If a magazine in your neighborhood, Kyle Johnson, let's see, Kyle Johnson. I love Kyle Johnson's work. Kyle Johnson started in Seattle. Come on, I'm clicking on you, dang it. Started in Seattle, shooting for the coffee magazine that comes out every Wednesday. It's a little like newsprint magazine. You know what he got paid? He got paid nothing. He worked as a barista, but he shot. 18 months later, he did his first layout for Vogue.
wow.
That didn't happen because of Instagram. It happened because he took photographs. It's fun. You come up to his website. I guarantee you come up next month, there'll be different pictures here. Well, Bill Gates will be there because it's Bill Gates, right? If you shoot Bill Gates, you want it on your homepage. But some of these people will be changed out. He did it because shooting for this little magazine, they didn't have any money. The people who were doing the magazine weren't making very much money because it's a little free rag. They get some advertising from the stuff, but everybody in Seattle wanted to be in it. So he gets to shoot the mayor and the chief of police, and he got to shoot the university president. He got to shoot the people over at this ad agency and this graphic designer and this great chef. For like a year and a half, he's doing this. He's still shooting for that magazine in between big jobs for local ad agencies and national ad agencies. I don't think he's shooting for them now. There's a point where you move on, but don't ever turn that down. There's a difference between shooting for access. How else would you get to shoot the mayor of Seattle? Right? Oh, we got to shoot John Legend. It's a singer, right? Am I right? Is that the name? John Legend is a singer?
Yeah.
John Legend comes to Seattle, comes to the coffee. he loves coffee and everything. Oh yeah, he got to shoot John Legend. How are you going to shoot John Legend? So I'm not looking at it as telling you to shoot for free. I'm looking at it as a shoot for access. You have access now to the top chefs. You have access to all these people to shoot, and it's fun and it's exciting and it's digital, so it doesn't even cost you anything except gas and some time. But you walk in and now you've got a portfolio, and you've got the mayor of Boston, Ryan. You've got the pitch a magazine on doing photographs of the top 10 sushi chefs in Boston. The magazine goes, well, that's a great idea. Yeah, go ahead and shoot that. You go and shoot it. They pay you $500. Big deal. You just got to shoot the 10 coolest sushi chefs in Boston, right? Nobody else got that. Try going up to a sushi chef, a famous one, say, hey, can I take your picture? Yeah, no. So you leverage that. Leverage it. Everybody shoots for free. Everybody starts out for free. If I'm a big lover of jazz. There's not a jazz performer in the world that started out being paid. They started out playing clubs for free, for drink money. You've got to build your audience, and you got to build your proof in. So yeah, don't listen to those naysayers. They've never done it before. They don't know how to leverage things.
I've shot for free for quite a while now. I volunteer for the Red Cross and shoot their events and stuff.
It's always
They
great to
hold a
volunteer.
Yeah, they'll hold a fundraiser, and all the movers and shakers in the area are in that fundraiser.
Yeah, they are.
I'm getting so, and that's generated a bunch of work for me in a way, and it's like, wow.
And now you're going to know some more ways, David, to be a little more aggressive with these people, because they're seeing you as the event guy, and you want to turn that around. Take some time, slowly turn it around, let them know that you're real serious about what you're doing, and you're not just the guy that does the grip and grins.
Okay.
And by meeting them, doing work for them, go and talk to the hospital and say, look, you got any really great ads coming up, or some point of purchase stuff that I could, maybe get in and show you what I can do.
Okay.
You might get a no. But you're not saying, hey, I'm going to shoot every ad you do for the next 10 years for free. You're saying, I'll shoot one. Then, maybe we work together.
So how do you transition away from that mentality? Like, if they know he's the go-to guy when they have these gigs, and he wants to be taken more serious or what have you, how do you get them to stop looking at you that way?
Proactively seeking better work.
So when they come to you with the gig that you're quote unquote known for, do you then say, well, that's going to cost money now? Or do you
Eventually,
then say, I don't really do that? I mean, you don't turn it down, right?
The volunteer stuff, no, you don't turn it down. But, at some point you've got to, draw some lines, I would imagine, some limits.
I'm too busy or I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can be too busy and et cetera, et cetera. But if it's volunteer work, then, you just keep on doing it. But you want to make sure that you're just doing the volunteer. What you don't want to do is be the guy doing weddings, being, 60-year-old guy standing in a corner with his feet hurting, waiting for the people to do the Macarena for the 12th time.
Is this a personal thing here, Don? Is it what?
There's no growth from there. They just see you as the help. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I got to run.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, see you next
Bye.
time. Take care.
Good night.
See you next week.